All right, what's up, guys? Welcome in, welcome in. We're here. Can't believe it. All right. What's up, gang? Trying to figure out where my share screen is here. There we go. Let's go ahead and share a little screen here. Can you guys hear me okay? Someone give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Someone want to give a thumbs up if you can hear me? Oh, yeah. How is the audio, by the way? Is it okay? Audio okay? All right. Welcome in, guys. Happy, say already Friday. What the heck? Holy smokes. That's pretty crazy. Friday. Let's see here. Ba, 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 ba. Love it. All right, guys, well, welcome in. Welcome to the fifth and final day of our 5-day trading challenge. How about that? You guys did it. You made it. Oh, yeah. How was learning about futures? Did that kind of blow you guys away? The ability to trade with other people's money and how little it takes to get started? Hopefully that was exciting for you guys to see. I know for me, it always was. Yeah, the those previous day high low, pre-market high low, those you will get once you join or sign up with one of our programs, whether that be the mastermind or likewise. So yeah, the workspace will look the same, but yeah, we provide you with those as part of the education because we teach you what they are, how we use them, those types of things. So that's that, Ryan and Becky. Letting everyone stroll in this morning. I'm assuming we'll get some late add-ins. 7:30 when we start trading, obviously. So we're gonna be going over some stuff prior to. So we'll see our number of viewers increase over that time. Um, okay. I'm very excited to trade with you guys. Excited to see you guys see these strategies that we're talking about in person. We'll have a lot of disclaimers before we get going, but for those of you who are here, let's kind of give you a sneak peek into some of the stuff here at Uncommon Education, okay? Let's give you a little sneak peek. I'm going to share a different screen with you here. So I think a big thing in the trading space is, needing to what do you call it? Needing to prove legitimacy or having an understanding of, okay, like what's the deal here, right? I heard one of the funniest things a couple days ago, and someone's like, "Well, if day trading was so easy, or if day trading worked, why wouldn't everyone do it?" And I sat there for a second, and I was like, "If the gym really worked and helped you get fit, then why is, you know, 70% of America obese or whatever the statistic is, right?" It's such a silly thing to say. If, if it worked, why doesn't it? Well, geez, that's literally everything in life, right? Yeah, if eating healthy food made you live longer, then why wouldn't everyone just eat healthy food? I don't know, because we're human. You freak, like the argument of if day trading worked, why wouldn't everyone do it is so stupid to me because literally it's just so stupid because again, think of how many things we have proven that work and that are real and that like you can't argue, right? Again, whether it's regarding your weight or your health or whether it's regarding pathways to success. It's like the reason not everyone does it is because everyone is lazy. Everyone is, struggling with anxiety and fear and what people think. Not everyone does it because some people don't have the stomach for it, whatever the case may be. So, if that's your hold up, I'm sorry to say it's not a good argument. Just being completely honest with you. Let's go ahead and look at this. That's a little side note. I just thought that was so funny from yesterday. I get a lot of funny things. If you guys see, I post stuff on social media all the time. I so I have two kids. This would be the last thing. If any of you have kids, you'll think this is funny. If you don't have kids, you probably won't think this is funny. But again, we post so much stuff. We're running ads. We're doing all this stuff, right? And someone I was talking about, how day trading works and kind of just some basic stuff, and someone commented blah blah blah, right? Like in the comment section. And I just put in parentheses underneath the comment from Uncommon Education, Count Drac from Hotel Transylvania. Because like that's what his thing, right? Blah blah blah. And I was like, this person's either gonna think that is so funny, that comment, or he's just gonna be like, Count Drac Hotel Transylvania. What in the world? I was dying as I typed it out. I thought I was so funny, but I don't know. We'll see if he responds or not. You gotta laugh with the people like that because it's just what do you do? What do you do? Okay, sorry. Going back to what we're looking at here. So I'm going to show you some results, okay? We have a section within our Discord. Again, you're getting kind of a sneak peek access to our Discord community. And it is full of people sharing their results, right? Here's one of our mastermind members, Kay Murph. Okay, Kaylee, she actually grew up not far from me in Farmington, got involved, took our mastermind program, and has been pretty consistently seeing days like this, right? $2,100. You can, even hear her say here, not my highest earning trade. She's made a lot more in a single trade before, but by far her best executed trade. So we have a lot of female traders here in the community who kill it, right? Again, $2,100, that's a big day. Another one of our members, this is what's cool, right? Took a couple losses, but then ended up catching the pullback and came out green. So this individual had, right, two losses and one winning trade and still made $300. So it's like, how is that possible? How can someone make money only having a 33% win rate? Well, having good reward to risk ratio, right? Which is what all of you have learned throughout this mastermind. Another individual, right? This is my good buddy Dallin. We play in golf tournaments together. Um, Took the mastermind just here in November. As you can see, made 380 bucks sitting on the porch in Hawaii, right? These are like real people trading real money. It's so cool. This member, you can see here, I'll click on this, pull it up. $3,200 on the day. Again, one of our like OG mastermind members. I remember he came into our mastermind and we do a mastermind dinner, right? Taking one to Roost Chris in Salt Lake City. And when he came, he's literally like, hey, what's up? My name's, Grant. I own a furniture store and I'm going to be quitting my job here soon to be a full-time day trader. And everyone kind of laughed because, everyone obviously has that goal and he, hadn't been trading at all. Like it was a day one of the mastermind. Well, guess what? Grant trades full-time. That's what he does now, right? Pretty cool to see. Another one of our awesome members, John, small first candle loss on Apple, then caught a nice RBR on Tesla to the downside. Again, a 50% win rate and was able to make money, right? Grew his account by 8%. Another one of our traders, right? Made 780 bucks by 8:05 in the morning. So that means he was only trading for 35 minutes, made 780 bucks. This is all from yesterday, by the way. This isn't like over the course of a week or a month. This is from yesterday. And these are just the people who posted their profits. There's a ton of people who do not even post their profits, right? In our channel, they just kind of stay more discreet. $1,700 from Julio, right? Again, one of our longtime members. Very cool to see implementing the strategies we teach. And then Nick, if you've seen, we've posted a handful of videos from our social media about the owner of Twisted Sugar, the cookie company here in Utah. And again, guess what? Just steady Eddie, right? Just about a $3,000 day here for Nick by 8:03 in the morning. And Nick, his goal was, he's been so busy with the business, he wanted just more time to have freedom, enjoy things. And he is making really, really good money now. The last few weeks it's been between $8,000 to $10,000 a week is what he's been making trading. So yeah, he's been having a lot more free time. He just went out on a bison hunt, sent me this awesome picture with him and his son. Just took down this huge bison. He's like, dude, I have thousands of pounds of meat coming back. I'm like, well, I'm gonna need some bison from you. I love bison jerky, bison burgers. So really cool. But I did just want to show you, right? Real people experiencing real results. And again, you can see these happen every single day. Every single day, we have so many people posting results, and it's not always the same people, right? A lot of times we get different individuals, tuning in and sharing their results. But it's really fun to see, again, just how the community is doing. Again, you can see people, throwing out, man, the community was eating today. Just so many people having success, again, with the strategies we teach. Now, what's cool about this is this skill set that you're seeing all this money being made from is the exact same skill set that you guys just learned, right? Isn't that interesting? It's the same exact skill set that you guys have just learned over this 5 day trading challenge, right? Obviously, they've been practicing it. They have gone through the actual training of how it all works. But at the end of the day, it truly is a skill, right? That these individuals are learning and implementing on a day-to-day basis. So hopefully that's cool for you guys to see. Now, as we kind of get prepped for our morning, right? I'm going to kind of walk you through how I execute a trade. I'm going to give this warning probably half a dozen times this morning. But guys, do not trade with me this morning. Do not enter a trade with me. You are not ready, especially if you just went through the 5 day trade challenge. I want you to watch and see as I walk through price action. We'll kind of talk about my trading and what I'm going to be doing today. But please do not enter a trade. You don't know how to get in and out of trades. You don't even know what you're really looking at yet. If you want a paper trade, fine. But please, again, I'm begging, do not enter a trade with me. You are not ready. Okay? So, with that being said, here is what's called our active trader. So, in a very simple way, I'm going to walk through this at the same pace that we've done this entire 5 day trading challenge, which will be quick. But as you can see up here, you have your trade tab. Okay, so this is where on Thinkorswim you pull up the contracts to purchase if you believe, stock price is going to go up or down. So let's look at Google. Let's say, all right, we have a high point here, another high point here, kind of trending down. We see price here. We believe it's going to go down. So let's say I want to buy some Google puts. Okay. So again, I go to the expiration that is nearest, right, on the weekly chart. So that's Friday. That's today. We'll talk about this, how they move. Obviously, these are not updating in real time, but once they are, right, we can see, how much the cost is, which is the difference between the bid and the ask times 100. So again, 108, 127, that would roughly cost me, let's call it $118 to get into this contract. But again, we have puts on the right, calls on the left. So all I would do is right click. I would send to red one, right, which is right here, the active trader, red one. And now you can see those Google puts are loaded up right here. So then all I do when I'm looking to trade is I change the quantity amount, right, to whatever I want. Today we'll be trading with a very small amount, just one contract, because I'm going to be talking through the whole thing and kind of walking you through everything that I'm doing. But then, yeah, when I want to get in, I simply hit buy. When I want to get out, I simply hit sell. Okay, that's how it works. So, before we get into kind of everything for today, I just want to reiterate with you guys, I am so happy that you guys have joined me for this 5 day trading challenge. I hope it's been fun for you guys, and I hope you take seriously the amount of value that you've received. Okay, I hope you take seriously the value you have received from this 5 day challenge. Okay, we've had a lot of people asking questions about our upcoming mastermind. Right on April 6th is our official first start date. We're only taking about 20. Okay. There have been about 250 people who have come in and out of this, are receiving the recordings every day, right? And again, we're only taking 20, right? That's the availability we have for this mastermind. We limit how many people join because I want the experience for each of you to be the same, which gets my full time and attention, the ability to take part in this without an overcrowded room. So I will say this as well a few times over the next, 30, 45 minutes to an hour, however long we're doing this. If you have desire to join the mastermind, right? Number one, we offer, slight discounts on everything and ability to work with us if you join this month, in the month of February. But again, you have to apply, right? So I will be sending out a link here into the Zoom where if you have desire to be involved in the mastermind, we'll send an application link where you can book a call and speak with myself or one of our team members. where we can go over different options of how payment works, of, different ways you can get involved. But again, just throwing that out there, we are limiting it to right around 20, right? We don't really want to exceed that amount from this 5 day challenge, um, for the fact of, again, trying to keep the class size the same. We have always done class sizes between 50 and 100. The last handful, we've really focused on being more around that 50 number, just because we do not want, an excessively big mastermind, just so that my ability to teach and give time and attention to everyone is the same. So, with all of that being said, who has had fun over these 5 days? And while we're waiting here again for the next 10 or so minutes, why don't you guys just throw into the chat what's been your biggest surprise of this 5 day challenge? Has it been something you've learned? Has it been how simple day trading, kind of seems at this point? Is it that it seems way harder? Like what's one piece of good that you guys have found from this mastermind, or what you are stoked about, whether it's prop firms, whether it's options, whether it's the fact that you could make money on calls or puts, right? I think everyone's different. And I can kind of start. When I first learned how to do this, like I say, the thing that shocked me was I was able to make money when a stock lost value. Like that concept didn't make sense to me, right? Going into learning. And so when I learned that, that was kind of this like, I have to learn this because, again, I'm a very logic-based person. And logically, I'm like, well, if I can make money if stock goes up or down, I mean, this is a real skill. Like this can work regardless of what the stock market is doing. Future surprised me, but options interest me. Also, yeah, like I say, the difference between the two is subtle, but very, very different in the sense of opportunity wise and just kind of what fits your lifestyle. It feels so achievable. I've loved it. Good. And again, that's the goal, right? Is it truly is achievable, right? It's not this, pie in the sky. It's not this carrot that's dangled in front of you. It's like, no, like we showed, these are real people making real money, right? All people without financial backgrounds, all people without, all the things that you would think a day trader would need. A laptop and 30 to 45 minutes in the morning, right? Simple is better. Oh my gosh. Garrett, amen to that, right? Simplicity is key. I believe in life, right? You want to live a happy life. Um, make your life simple, right? I love that. Prop firms and how simple some of the technical analysis is, but works. Yeah. And again, I compare it to math, right? Like 1 plus 3 equals 4. Well, 2 plus 2 always equals 4, also equals 4. 5 minus 1 also equals 4. 56 minus 52 equals 4. There's so many ways to get the same result. Um, and again, we have shown you a few of the way that those works. I do have questions for later or a call. Cool, Dimitri. Like I say, we will be providing that link here momentarily. Just shooting a text out, make sure we have that. And then again, as always, if you're worried about, those spots filling up, because again, we already have had, and again, just totally being open and upfront. We have a lot of you who have already like committed to doing the mastermind, and just wanted to kind of go through this first. So it's actually not 20. Like we have probably less than you think, just because we have a lot of people who are already wanting to do this, but wanted to watch the 5 day challenge first to kind of get a feel for how I teach and everything else. Simplicity. Haven't officially done trading, but all the other trading videos I've seen through the last couple of years makes it seem incredibly difficult. Jake, I'm not going to lie to you. That is honestly why I started Uncommon, because when I was screen recording videos, sending them to my friends, I was like, you know what? I don't think I really want to do this more than what I'm doing right now. But man, as someone who also was learning from YouTube videos and different people and different things, I just thought, God, these people teach it in such a confusing way. They're either so smart and just like don't think about the reality of someone who doesn't know anything about it, and it's like impossible to follow, or they can kind of break it down simply, but they're not smart. And it's like learning from someone, it's like, I don't really want to be learning from this individual. So I felt I could accomplish both of those. I felt I had the knowledge to, be able to teach successfully. I've had a lot of teaching experience, coaching experience, leadership roles throughout my life. So it was a good fit. But I appreciate that, and that's something I've really tried to have at the, as a core principle of who I am as a mentor. Your teaching and excitement are inspiring. Thank you very much. I think life is what you make it, right? Life is what you make it. You wouldn't believe it, but I've been going through probably some of the hardest like month or two of my life the last couple months. You name it. Huge changes in my personal life, in and out of the hospital, a lot, right? Since January 1st, just some old injuries that have, not gone away. And really, like it's been a really hard couple months, start to 2026. But guess what? So does everyone. Everyone's got stuff going on, right? Everyone has hardships. Everyone has things that are difficult and tough. So life is what you make it. So when I wake up and I'm like, you know what? Life's kind of going, not as I would want in some ways, this, that, the other. I'm in control of who I am. I'm in control of how I feel. And you know what? I choose to be happy because choosing to be happy is so much better than choosing to be sad and moping around and worry and be anxious and just, oh, well, what about this? What about that? It's like, no, 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 right? I'm watching a beautiful sunrise right in front of me. I've got a fresh brewed cup of Joe. I'm with some brand new friends. Like, what's there to be sad about? So I appreciate that. It is a conscious decision, and I think everyone has that ability. Everyone has the ability to have the same level of excitement and happiness towards life. And I believe that is what actually leads you to your goals. If you're waiting to be happy, this is one of like the true life principles that I believe in. If you're waiting to be happy for this or that or for X or Y or Z, guess what? You literally never be happy because you always have a moving target. If you want to have all the goals and dreams you have, guess what? You have to choose to be happy first, and then everything will come. Happiness Advantage by Sean Aker. It's my favorite book. The Happiness Advantage. Read it. It'll change your life. Learning this, I've realized it's not hard. I'm gonna counter that, Jessica. I'm gonna say it is not it is not complex. Okay, it is very simple. It's very difficult, right? It's very difficult to implement these things properly in real time, but it is very, very simple, the process, right? Like we talk about, it's the same as if I was saying, yeah, it's not hard to lose weight, be in a calorie deficit. It's like, well, you're right. It's a very simple process, right? Being in a calorie deficit. But going back to, my earlier comments, how hard is it to be in a calorie deficit? It's very difficult, right? Very, very difficult. Best teacher, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's I don't know. When you've done it for 5 years and it's a skill that you love and something you care about, yeah, it's I think it's easy to teach just because you want it to be done right. I respect the market. I respect the people who are involved with Uncommon. So I try to help them feel like, hey, we can do this and everyone can. Thank you for your time. Oh, thank you for your guys' time. Again, I know the commitment. And like I say, before we kind of move into now our breaking down the stock market, kind of prep for market open here. Um, Everyone here, wherever you are in life, guess what? You are making the necessary changes to be successful, right? The fact that you are here, taking time to learn a new skill, and a bunch of you, wanting to join our mastermind program, that that alone shows that you're closer than you think to where you want to be, right? And all those people I just shared, right? All those success stories, all these people making couple hundred to a couple $1,000s a day. Guess what? They were all right where you were taking part in a free 5-day class, joining because they saw something on social media, right? Joining because they were sick of where they were at in life. They were all literally where you were. And now these people are living a life that is completely different because, again, they went through a mastermind program, they learned the skill the right way, and, huge credit to them because all we can do is provide the information, help put you in the best situation possible, but ultimately it's you who has to make that decision. I'm just going to open up a window real quick because I'm assuming it's going to get hot this morning with all the sun. So give me one sec. All right, guys. Um, let's see. All right, guys, we ready to go? Should we start talking about the market and kind of what's going on here? All right, so obviously each morning I'm looking at potential setups, potential plays based on the strategies we teach, trying to find trending stocks. Yesterday, everything took a gigantic dump to the downside. It was a crazy day. We could see here as SPY, it's kind of the overall market indicator, huge sell off yesterday. For those who do care, on Apple, I entered calls right here. Okay, this is a strategy that we did not teach you guys. This is our bounce reject strategy. Now tell me this, of all these sell candles, right here, to enter calls right here, which is literally the bottom, right? How can you do that accurately? Well, you have strategies that again can help you identify which way a price is going. So that was a good win. It's about a 27% return on the money I invested. Now, as we are looking at today and talking about, what's going on in the market this morning. Once again, if you are on this live with me, please, please, I beg of you, do not enter a trade with me, right? You have learned enough to understand how things work, but I am not responsible for you and what you're doing at market open or what's going on. Fridays, the contracts move twice as fast. Again, you don't really understand the concepts fully of take profit and stop losses. So I want to put that out there. Please do not enter trades with me. The other thing, okay, whatever you're doing right now, if you're listening, please stop and hear this. We may not take a trade today. We may take a winning trade today. We may take a losing trade today. Okay. Trading is not only is it not defined by the one trade you take or by the day, but literally week to week, month to month. That's what you look for as far as trading success goes. So we are here to show you how to enter and exit into a trade and help you see how I read the market, right? Whether it is a winning trade or not, it's a coin flip, right? Like I say, we target a 50 to 60% win rate with our reward to risk ratios. That means we have pretty much just as likely of a chance to have a winning trade this morning as we do a losing trade. For everyone who is on this call with us, you can see Carol just posted the Uncommon Mastermind application to the chat. So if you are with someone who wants to take one of those 20 spots from, again, the couple hundred people who are watching this, whether live or on recordings over the next, day or two, go ahead and click on that link, book a call, and we'll see if it's a good fit. That's the truth, right? We'll see if it's a good fit and see if it's something that we would like to move forward with you guys, and if it's something you guys would like to move forward with me. I'll be honest with you, everyone that has, participated in this and everyone who has, kind of shared their experiences, I would love to work with you, right? There's not a single person on this where I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're so annoying. I would hate to work with this individual. No, every single one of you has been so cool. And sorry, just change this up a little bit. Here we go. And again, would love to. No, that's no good. But I would love to work with you. So again, if you have taken part in this 5-day challenge and you're hearing this, again, you want to take part in our mastermind, I would love to have you join. But again, winning trades, losing trades, I cannot guarantee that. So if you're sitting here being like, well, if it's a winning trade, I'm going to join. If it's not, I'm not. First of all, that's just completely ridiculous and unrealistic. Number two is part of being a good trader is learning how to lose, right? And learning how to lose small. So we'll obviously do our best to find a good setup. We may not even enter a trade. That's the other thing is sometimes on Fridays, especially after a lot of news that's happened in the market, we had big, companies report earnings. We had a lot of stuff going on economic wise, in the market. And so we could experience some volatility, chop, whatever you want to call it today. So just know I'm going to do everything I can to find us the best setup, but even may not even take a trade unless it's there. That's my goal is to help show you how it works and see everything in real time. Is everyone ready? Ready for the market to be open? We ready to rock and roll? We're about to open up here in about 10 seconds. And we will go from there. Also understanding trading when trying to talk through everything in the way that we do on these lives can also be challenging. So we'll do our best to find a good setup here. And the other thing is I'm going to do my best to try to find a rally-based rally setup because that's what we taught, right? We have a lot of other strategies. So limiting myself to the strategy that we learned, trying to see if we can't find that setup. So the first thing I'll do, right, is I'll kind of get a feel and idea for how much contracts are costing. So again, I like the fact that Apple's contracts seem pretty inexpensive. That's a good sign. I like that. I do have another chart over here with another stock on another monitor, so I'll be kind of watching that. But again, we can see Apple, huge sell-off right off the bat. We can see these levels. Okay, this is the pre-market low. This is the previous day. Whoop. This is the previous day low, this key level here. This is the pre-market high. This is the previous day high. Again, those get automatically added to your charts, and we provide you with those indicators when you join the mastermind. Again, for those who just joined, welcome in. I implore you, please do not enter a trade. If I enter, you are not ready for that. And if you are someone who has experience and you want to trade along, great. Just understand the risk that's involved, right? This is for educational purposes only. It's not for you to simply follow what I do, especially on days like today, where I'm trying to walk you through step by step. So, with all that being said, I think we have enough disclaimers out. I think everyone's watching is good. So, let's go ahead and talk about what we're seeing here. So, number one is when you start, right, each day, I like to see at least two 5-minute candles with volume before I enter a trade. Now, we do have a strategy that's called our first candle strategy where you can literally enter and exit in the first 5 minutes. We have not taught that. We are obviously not going to be discussing that. But again, we can see, right, trying to find stocks that are trending down. So when I look at this and I see AMD, it's like, okay, this could potentially provide a rally-based rally to the downside, a continuation because we're in a downtrend. And again, I'm always looking at how much the cost is, okay? We can see about a buck 40. Yeah, not bad. So what I'll do is if I like AMD, right off the bat, I'll say, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and load it up into here and just kind of see. Let's kind of wait and see what happens, right? Maybe some puts popping up here. Let's go ahead and look at Apple again. So again, Apple, same thing. So if I'm like, yeah, I like Apple, it's looking pretty juicy to the downside, I can load up Apple into yellow too. So now I've got Google puts, or sorry, AMD puts loaded up and Apple puts, and then I can kind of watch those two and see how things are working. But again, the reason I wait for two candles to form is I want to be able to see price action plus volume. Okay. And with only one candle, right, this blue volume bar, you can't know if it's higher or lower than the previous candle because it's the first candle of the day, right? So we'll kind of watch and see how these form over the next little bit. Understanding that AMD is dropping right into a support area, right? But again, in an overall downtrend, so trying to keep awareness there. Also seeing here on Apple, big drop right off the bat, and so we'll need to see a pretty good little pullback if we were to enter. And with this strategy, guys, we are looking to trade it within that first hour or so. So we'll be patient and we'll kind of, scan through some stocks, see if we can't find a good setup. But ultimately, the market is going to do what the market's going to do, so we can watch and wait there. Google, okay, here's another interesting one. We see a beautiful hold here, strong hold, right? And honestly, even though we kind of had that big drop yesterday, we are, in essence, especially if this candle closes up here, which it looks like it will, we are seeing some relative strength, right? So we have a low point, we have a higher low point. So we are, somewhat trending up here, right? Starting potentially a little uptrend. Again, big sell off yesterday. So we are still, trending down. One thing that you'll learn if you take part in our mastermind program is you can see this structure. What does this create right here? Well, that's kind of a little wedge. So now we know like inside of this, its price is consolidating. If we get a break below or break above, that's where we could see some bigger moves, I guess you could say. But again, all I'm looking for the rally-based rally, when I'm, trading any specific strategy is what? I'm looking for a rally candle. So again, you can see we've got about 15 seconds left on this candle, right? Because they appear every 5 minutes. So if this closes up here, that's step one, rally candle, right? We then go to something like NVIDIA. That's not as much of a rally candle. AMD, not as much. Amazon, not as much. Let's see if Apple's still strong to the downside. Yeah. So we've got Apple, big rally candle to the downside. Okay. So potentially watch for a rally-based rally here. And then we've got on Google, Again, strong rally candle to the upside. So let's see if we can't get a little base to form here. So if I'm looking at Google and I'm like, you know what, I kind of like Google and how that's looking, and I'm looking at calls, right? I'm going to load this up into yellow too. Let's go ahead and load that one up. I'm also going to put Apple here on this little side chart so I can keep an eye on that, see if a rally-based rally starts to form here. Now, again, if you're wondering, wow, Jeremy, you're navigating this quickly and all this, again, we teach you in extreme detail in our mastermind program how to do all this and how to navigate all this. So, it's may seem crazy or foreign right now, but it is something that we go over again in detail during our mastermind program. So again, we see price start to move on the second candle, and this will tell us a lot about what we are seeing in the market. Still going to load up those Apple puts in red ones. We have those. Again, we've got Apple puts, Google calls, watching for some potential rally-based rally, this, that, the other. So let's take a peek here. So far, so good on Google, right? Seeing this kind of consolidation candle. We don't want it to creep forward because if this starts pushing up and it closes up here on lowering volume, well, then what does that mean? Well, that means that, price is rising on decreasing volume, and that's conflicting, right? We don't want conflicting information. Also watching SPY, seeing how SPY's holding up. It's not looking crazy strong at the moment. So honestly, guys, Google appears to have relative strength compared to what the market's seeing. Because again, we'll pull up SPY right here. And on SPY, we can see started out with a little buy candle, but now kind of a pullback candle, right? So we'll kind of wait and see there. And again, unless I see a rally-based rally, I'm probably not going to take a trade because I don't want to trade a strategy that we haven't taught you guys. But I will be dissecting and walking through step by step the what I'm seeing on each candle and whether we're seeing strength, weakness, things of that nature. Kind of how I read the market in real time and how you can learn to read the market in real time. So right off the bat, again, Google and Apple both looking okay for a potential rally-based rally, which would be really cool if we could see that. Again, whether it was a winning trade or a losing trade doesn't matter. You guys being able to see how it works in real time would be awesome. So we start to see this pull back. Let's see what it does, near that EMA, if it kind of jumps up a little bit. If volume remains low. So far, volume does indeed seem low and remaining low. You can see overhead resistance wise, we really don't have a giant, a giant resistance overhead or a big resistance. We can see right here, we've got, a pre-market high. We'll kind of map this out. Call this one TP1. Again, so far so good. I'm seeing here on Apple, same thing. Starting to see that pullback. The other reason I like Apple as well, guys, is again, we see this big move down. Okay, so if this starts to pull back on lowering volume and it gets right here, well, this is a resistance level, right? So it could be rejecting the 90 EMA. It could also be rejecting the resistance level. That could be a good thing. Okay, that could be a good thing. Again, with any rally-based rally, ideally we see a couple candles of consolidation. Sometimes the move will run without us, but again, we just wait for our strategy to present itself. That'd be pretty remarkable if we saw a couple of rally-based rallies, within those first 15 minutes. That'd be pretty funny. Again, still got just under a minute left on this candle, so we'll wait and see how these candles close. But right now, both looking decent as far as the rally-based rally setups go. And again, we know that because again, strong rally candle, good volume. And again, second candle, small consolidation candle so far, wicks on both sides, lower volume. So that would mean prices dropping on lowering volume, which shows weak sellers, which is what we want. We don't want strong sellers if we're looking for a continuation move to the upside. But again, we wait for this candle to close so we can actually get the full story. We've got about 10 seconds left on this candle here. We can see SPY trying to push up here as well. So that's also in line with, our Google theory. Again, I'm going to check these Google contracts once more. Man, it is looking juicy, guys. It's looking semi-opportunistic Might try to take an entry here if we can tap this this EMA again, targeting kind of the high of day here. Watching SPY carefully though as well, seeing this, pull back. Also still watching Apple as well. Again, as a reminder, we're looking for 50, 60% win rates. So whether this is a win or a loss, if we do take something kind of out of our control, all we can do is, simply watch and see if the strategy presents itself. If I do take these Google calls, you can see we might have just missed the opportunity there. Let's see, watching it closely, seeing how this kind of forms. I'm going to be entering with roughly a 20% stop loss. Usually it's around 10, but on Fridays, again, the contracts move twice as fast. So, something to just consider and be aware of there. There we go, pulling back. So far looking okay, guys. So far looking okay. Please do not enter this trade. If I do, again, this is for educational purposes, showing you how our strategies work, showing you what we're looking for here. But again, we're almost 2 minutes in and we can see this low volume. So I can kind of anticipate mid candle, like, okay, I don't see a whole lot of selling strength coming in right here. I still think that Google is relatively strong. We had that beautiful hold yesterday. Might be looking to take an entry. You want to enter as close to that 90 MA as possible. Don't want to get too nitpicky either. So might be looking to take an entry here, folks, on Google. Let's see how this candle kind of forms over the next minute or so. You can see SPY starting to sell a little bit here. Google still holding relatively okay. I'd like to give this just a little pullback down, but again, don't want to get too picky with our entry here and miss the move. Kind of stay consolidating here, Google. Don't start pushing up yet. Don't start pushing up yet. Okay, and we can see it starting to a little bit. Let's see how she kind of closes. There's that consolidation. Again, the 9 just crossed the 21 EMA as well, which is also good sign for kind of what we're looking for. SPY is dropping into a support level as well, so that bodes well for us. Again, friends, might be looking to take an entry here on Google. Kind of watching here, trying to get a good entry. Here we go. If this pulls back and we still see this volume low, might be looking to take an entry here. Watching close. Got about a minute left. About a minute left. Watching her closely. Again, SPY, big drop down to its pre-market low right there. Again, I like where Google's at. Again, relative strength, the bounce and hold from yesterday, that 9 and 21 EMA crossing. I think if we were going to take an entry, we could take it here. It'd be a good reward to risk. So I'm watching it closely, and that's what I'm going to do, guys. For the sake of getting in, I think we're gonna hop in. So I just hopped into this trade. Okay, you can see, simple as that. And now you can see over here the percent, whether up or down on the trade. So I'm already up 10% on this move, right? Starting to get an additional leg up. Wow, we're already up 19%, 23%. Boom, there we go. Let's go ahead and sell right there because I want to lock in a win for our live trade. That's a 30% win that you guys just saw. Come on. Come on now. Again, if you did take this trade, if you're with me, you can take profits up here. That is a 30% win. Come on. Look at this. Watch this hit right up here at that take profit level. Come on, guys. Are you kidding me? Congratulations to me. So if you weren't a believer before, you just saw it is 7:45. We are 15 minutes into the market and just saw a 30% return on our money. Okay? 30% return on our money. Okay, so this is kind of a fun account that I just kind of mess around with for these types of things. Obviously, there was so much that lined up there that made that beautiful. Again, you can see it rising right up to that take profit level. I wanted to secure the win so that way we could close out a win on this live trading. Boom, just hit that take profit level. As you can see, would have been a much bigger move. And again, we accurately predicted where price was going to go based on the exact strategy that you guys learned in this 5-day challenge. Let's go, Hugo. Come on now. There we go. So again, I'll show you here. So again, this count is kind of just a fun account I mess around with. But again, 40 bucks, that's real money. Again, I entered with one contract, but that's what's crazy. Okay, that was in 15 minutes. Okay. And thankfully, Google knew that we were doing our 5-day challenge, so it allowed us to catch a nice winning trade. Give us the rally base rally. Leticia made 100 bucks. Let's go. That's so sick. Way to go, Leticia. And look at this, guys. Come on. While the rest of the market, Apple's kind of tanking. SPY dropped down that key level. And somehow, some way, we accurately predicted what was going on there. And the coolest part is as soon as I entered, we experienced zero drawdown. So that means we were never in the negative. We entered and it immediately started working how we wanted it to. So for everyone who's on this call, I'm going to break this down real quick for you guys so we can analyze it and figure out, why we did what we did. Okay? So, few first things, like we talked about with this strategy, right? We want to identify trend. Well, technically, from the low of yesterday until this morning, we were in an uptrend. Why? Because we had a strong bounce off this level, okay, low point, and then a higher low point that was formed after that first candle right here. Great. We look for a rally candle with good volume. Okay, again, this is exactly what we taught. Great. We then want two candles of consolidation. Well, as you guys saw, right, I was looking at this second candle. It's like, great. That's exactly what we want to see. Price pulling back to those EMAs on lowering volume. We also then saw in this third candle, volume about halfway through was still pretty low. And so I was like, okay, I don't think that we're seeing any huge selling pressure coming in, anything like that. So then as price dropped down, I entered and just so happened to catch the very perfect entry. We saw the 9 crossing the 21 EMA. That was another sign that we were going to be, in a good spot here. Also understanding how Friday price action moves. The target of here, which I did not hold until because again, the pressure to try to live on a 5-day challenge like this, find a winning trade and only take one trade, that's very difficult to do. So, regardless, awesome move. Caught a winning trade, but again, our target was the take profit here and stop loss, right, of about 20% was going to be, somewhere, roughly like this if it were to close below those EMAs. So again, proper reward to risk, beautiful setup, A plus, and again, very fortunate that you guys get to see this strategy that we taught you in real time, right? That's very rare. So I bought at a dollar 28, dollar 29, I believe. And now you can see prices at 280. So if we were going to look at the percent here, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Let me just pull this up. Uno momento, por favor. Come on. Here we go. So again, call it 28, and price is now at 299. Here's what's crazy. So if you were still in this trade that we just took, right? You entered here and you were still in this trade, which is not that crazy. That is a 133% move that we just saw. 133%. That is just, it's too good. It's too good. It's a money glitch. It's a money printing glitch, day trading. I'm telling you, it's so fun when you can really, focus in and find the right setups. Golly, what a blast. Let's see, which leg of the options did you buy? So obviously I bought a call, the 307.5 call. So again, came here to Google. We'll get this down. Came here to Google. The 307.5s were the ones just one out of the money. I sent those contracts here to the active trader, and that's where I hit buy, took the trade. Beautiful. Okay. Um, Stop loss. Do you set your stop or manually close at 20%? When stock rips, do you ever put your stop loss at 20% profit and let it go further? Yeah, so little Machado first. There's system that we teach at Uncommon called a trailing take profit. Again, this morning, my goal was to secure a winning trade with you guys. We accomplished that, a 30% win. That's no joke. But yes, when you're in a trade, let's say price gets up 30%, you're like, great. I want to see if this can continue to go. You can deploy what's called a trailing stop order, right? Which means you will trail the move up, meaning you're willing to give back a little bit, but if you want to continue to push up and capture the 133% move that we just saw, you can do that. And we teach you how to do that in our mastermind program, which is really cool. For me, I do manual stop losses, but we have a system that we teach where it is a hard stop loss right off the bat. So you can actually enter a trade, and again, I've been doing this a long time, so it's a little bit different. I'm able to kind of, I have the discipline where if I'm down 20% to hit sell, but a lot of people don't. So we actually have a system, and then we teach you this in our mastermind program, where when you enter the trade, you have a 20% stop loss in place or a 10% stop loss in place. So even if it starts going immediately against you, you don't have to press any buttons. You're going to get stopped out of the trade. Again, I didn't do that this morning. Trading with an amount of money that's irrelevant to me for the most part, and trying to just show you, the strategy as we see it. But yeah, that's the truth. Is it's we teach you all these systems in the mastermind, which is really really cool. But guys, that's it. So this is a normal day, train with normal position size, right? Go about your day. It's 7:45. You're done. Any questions? It's just too funny. Just the perfect setup, the perfect strategy. It's just so funny. You can't make that up. So again, the cost of the trade to get in when I bought at a dollar, what was that? $1.30 was $130. So it cost me $130 to get into that trade. I was looking to risk roughly 15 to 20% of that. Well, that's like asking, well, I'm sure the question is, let me rephrase that. Google was looking perfect, right? Google was looking perfect. Why? Because it started to pull back to that 9 EMA, right? It was pulling back to the EMAs. And so I want to enter the rally-based rally strategy where as close to the EMAs as possible. Again, I have Apple right here. Is Apple close to the EMAs when it's consolidating here? Was it close to the EMAs? No. No, it was not close to the EMAs at all, right? It was quite a ways extended. So even though it was consolidating, it didn't meet our entry criteria because we were not near the 9 EMA. So obviously after that second consolidation candle, I knew I didn't even want to really look at it because Google was presenting itself as a much, much better opportunity, right? On Google, how would you wait for a pullback down to 9 EMA for the 15-minute line? I don't understand the question. Again, I'm not here to dissect every strategy that you guys may or may not be trading. My goal is to show you how the exact strategies that I taught you in this 5-day challenge work in real time, making real money. And we did that fantastic in a fantastic way, right? And look what we see price doing now at this key level, right? Starting to reject a little bit, showing that yes, this key level that we had identified is in fact an important key level. Okay. But what a monster move, you guys. Not a bad entry, huh? Entering calls right here. I laugh. It's fun. Fun stuff. All right, guys. Well, what do you think? Now, would you be done for the day or would you be looking at other companies? No, I'm done. Are you kidding me? On a Friday, 30% win. Obviously, if I was trading realistically, I would have held till here, would have been an 80% win, whatever. No, I'm done. You kidding me? I am done. Go live your life. If you want to stay on the charts and keep working, go work a normal 9 to 5, right? That's the whole point of trading. It's like, no, get in, get out, move on with your life. And that's the beautiful thing is it wasn't a guess, right? I didn't guess that price was going to go up. Price was actually going down when I entered. Think about that. Price was going down when I entered calls. That's because again, I know how to read the markets. Our strategies work. It's as simple as that. Okay, so I'm going to send the link once more. It's a little bit further up, so I'm going to find it. Let's see, where's that link? Here we go. If you guys have interest, okay, in our upcoming mastermind, please schedule a call with the link I just posted into the chat. Okay. Again, I can't really think of a much better example or showing you how things work than a 15-minute trade where you get 30 to 100% return on your money depending on when you get out of that trade. I mean, again, kind of let the results speak for themselves, I guess. Can you repeat why did you choose that leg? Well, we taught this, right? So if you're just, hopping in here, you didn't watch the other ones, that's okay. We always choose weekly expiration contracts and we select one out of the money, okay? So one out of the money means on this example, the first one in the black, 307.5s. Right now, that would be the 310s, the first one in the black there. That's why I chose it. We always trade the same contracts, regardless of the stock we're looking at. Can you share the rough cost? Less than a prestigious semester of college. That's the rough cost. And it's like paying for a semester of college while getting lifetime access to every semester the college provides moving forward, lifetime access to the professor, right? And you get to work with the professor. Immediately, we have incredible opportunities to get involved. We have in-house financing that we do. We do financing through payment servers like Klarna or Affirm. We do discounts if you pay in full. A lot of different options. That's the point is if you are interested and just want more info, there's no obligation if you hop on a call. As you can tell, I'm a pretty low-key guy. We're not going to try to, convince you to do it. You've seen that it works, so if you choose not to do it, that's fine. It's up to you. But no, if you're interested and you want info on all those details, book a call. That's where we'll share all of that with you. April 6th, April 6th start date. And again, you get access to that Discord community I shared with you. You get access to all future masterminds that we do. It's fantastic. It's remarkable. And for those who are just joining in or hopping in, guys, absolutely incredible to see the strategy that we taught you. Again, I only taught you one of like five strategies that we have in uncommon. I was looking for it. It presented itself. Again, pre-market, just kind of looked at a few stocks, found a good setup, knew that we didn't need a whole lot of move to have a winning trade. A 30% return in a matter of seconds, done by 7:45. I mean, again, I don't need to say anything else. It was good. It was a good day. What other questions do you guys have for me? Austin, let's go, man. So excited to work with you. Uh Life changing. It's gonna be life changing. And I think that you'll be really excited to see just how real this skill set is. I mean, you just saw how real it is, but we'll be able to help get you where you want to be in no time. What other questions you guys have for me? What other questions do you guys have, if any? Happy to stay on for a minute and answer whatever questions you guys have. Utah boys get an extra discount. Semester prices suck. Can I get a scholarship? Dimitri, hop on a call with us, dude. Hop on a call. The mastermind, how many days? Carol, is it 10 weeks? Did we increase it to 10 weeks? Man, we used to be 5 weeks. We used to only be 5 weeks, but we provide you with 10 weeks of education. Guys, if you are wanting to take part in the mastermind, what's cool is most people miss one to two classes a week, right? Sometimes more. It's very common and normal, right? The classes are about 45 minutes in length. We record every session, so immediately following the completion, it gets uploaded so you can go back, watch it, review it. On the weekends, we do little mini breakout sessions where, 5 to 7 people per class or per session, where you can just ask any additional questions, follow up, you need help with this, you need help with that. Pretty remarkable how much help you get throughout the mastermind. And then again, during that mastermind, we're live trading like this, right? I am walking you through, holding your hand. I'm reviewing trades that you take on your own, right? Some days I don't live trade with you and I want you to take trades on your own. You send them to me. I give you a video review of every trade that you take. We are the best. We are the best education platform in the space right now. And hopefully you guys over the last 5 days have come to realize that I'm not a a D bag. Like I like to have fun. I don't take life too seriously, right? I'm not like, oh, let's do. It's like, no, guys, like this is fun for me. If you don't want to do this, great. I appreciate you being here for the 5 day challenge. This is free value, free game for you guys. If you do want to learn with me and take part in the mastermind, great. I'd love to work with you. But again, we are the best, and I'm very confident in telling you that. As far as education goes, start to finish, A to Z, learning the skill set and being able to have success pretty immediately. No one does it better than us. Not even close. Not even close. Brett, my man, you gotta hop on a call. But yes, we take crypto. We take crypto. We take, a lot of different methods of payment. So if you have crypto as a form of payment you want to pay with, great. Again, hop on that call. What's up, Juan from West Valley? Good to see you, man. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for joining. Again, for those here, caught a beautiful trade, entered calls right here. Take profit level up here. We made 30% on our money in like, I don't know, 20 seconds. Was done by 7:45. Pretty phenomenal. Any other questions before we wrap things up? God, I'm glad it was a quick morning. Okay, guys, my last 2 cents, if you're here. Again, I'm going to give you 2 minutes worth of words, and it has nothing to do with sales or mastermind or anything else. Just my advice and, wanting to close out our 5 day challenge. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I appreciate you guys. It's really fun for me to use a skill that has changed my life and show other people how it works. Again, really tough to compress that into 5 days, 30 minutes a day. I feel like we did a pretty phenomenal job for the time that we had with you guys. But I do like, if there's anything I can share about how I teach, how I operate in the community, I have your best interest at heart. Like everyone who knows me knows, and sometimes even to my own detriment, I care about your success. I care about how you perform. I care about providing you with, the best education possible. Like I actually care, and if there's anything that I can leave you with, it's that whether this is your only interaction with me and we never get to work together, or yeah, you jump in and want to take part in our mastermind. Again, we've got about 20 spots dedicated to people from this group. There's about 250 of you guys in this 5 day challenge, whether watching the recordings or being involved live, is that look, if you do decide to work with me, I care a lot. And you'll just see that tenfold in the mastermind, right? Like I care about you guys in a free class, 30 minutes a day. Imagine when, you guys pay, you're, involved. We're in a 10-week mastermind. Like, the care is there. I've always believed that if you want to get anything out of life, you have to be willing to give. And that's how I approach my life. Is that I want to give, 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 and not expect really anything in return. And I believe that because of that, the abundance in my life is so great because I'm around people who are, the same. And it's a fun way to live. Best decision I have ever made. Still learning, but I know this is going to change my life. Amazing, Hugo. Appreciate the kind words. Thanks for being here. Where do we find the recordings for the last 2 days? George, you should be receiving those via email or text message that you signed up with for this 5 day challenge. So yeah, that's where those will be. But again, I appreciate you guys. I hope you had such an amazing time over these last 5 days. I hope this has opened your eyes to what's possible, right? I hope that this has given you hope to maybe a way that you could get out of the rat race of life, get a little more freedom back, a little more cash in your pocket, a fun community to be involved with. It truly is such an incredible skill set, and so fun to take part in with a bunch of people like yourselves who are trying to, accomplish the same things I am, which is just live a better life, right? I just want to live the best life I possibly can. And to me, that means being in control of my time, being in control of my finances, and being around like-minded people. So if that relates to you, this is the place to be. Okay, this is the place to be. Well, guys, that's it. 8:05. I've got a tea time today. Crazy, but here in Utah, the weather's amazing. I'm going to play some golf today. I have been working like a dog. Just to be completely honest with you, I've been working like a dog. A lot of projects, a lot of stuff going on. So today I'm going to go have some fun. But again, appreciate you guys being here. If you have additional questions, I'm going to send the link one more time. Please, please book a call if you want info. If you don't, no stress. But again, we're giving about 20 spots. I know they've already been starting to fill up last night and this morning from those in this 5-day challenge. So again, if you have interest, there's no better time than the present. But if not, thank you for being here. Thanks for spending a week with me. Hopefully, this has been fun for you guys. If you have additional questions for me, feel free to reach out on my social media at Jeremy Lieber or at Uncommon Education Trading. We'd be more than happy to chat with you. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. That concludes our 5-day challenge. Good job, guys. Thanks for being here. We'll plan on talking to you guys soon. And again, you need anything else, you know where to find me. Thanks a bunch, guys. Have a great weekend. Peace.